Hello again, 566. Are you ready? I'm going to continue with the focus pack, with the Learn to Speak Up. Page 90, number 16. Now, this is the second list. The other day, a few days ago, we did the first list of the past conditional. Si me hubieras advertido a tiempo, no lo habría hecho. Si no hubiera llovido ayer, habría ido a la playa, etc., etc., etc. Okay. This type of language it's difficult. It's not technically difficult, but it requires a lot of practice. But remember, this is not the most important aspect of the language. Don't become obsessed with this list or similar lists. Remember, mastery of a language really is mastery of communication situations, communication environment, dominar el entorno de comunicación. And that does not necessarily require mastery of the past conditional. It requires mastery of listening comprehension, yes, and mastery of the basic elements of grammar for oral reproduction, agility. That's the only thing that counts. Now, I'm spending yesterday's class and today's class on this list of the past conditional because I want to expose you to the structure and I want you to hear the past conditional used again and again and again. And the present conditional, the future conditional, the passive voice, everything. Of course, I want to expose you to the wealth, la riqueza del idioma, inglés en este caso, to the wealth of the language. But remember, this is not a priority. It's interesting and important, but not a priority. But it's not important enough. For you to become obsessed or to worry about this. I know, just say, si hubieras estado en la clase ayer, habrías podido ver cómo estaba la situación. Ok, este tipo de estructura. Hay extranjeros que llevan 40 años viviendo en España y operando bien en España sin poder decir esas cosas. Uno puede pasar toda la vida sin el condicional. Conviene saberlo, but you don't need it. I know many people who living in Spain for many years and they can't use the conditional correctly in Spanish. But they get by fines. Salen del paso muy bien, se apañan muy bien, sin el condicional. So, this is not a priority. Others, yes. No, book the simple olegario again. But in any case, let's continue. Si mi espalda no me hubiera dado tantos problemas, ayer habría ido con vosotros. Pero no fui. I didn't go with... Here, he stopped. Okay. Maybe we'll be lucky. All right. If my back hadn't given me so many problems, I would have gone with you. I'm sorry I couldn't go with you yesterday. My back was giving me a lot of problems. If my back hadn't given me yesterday so many problems, I would have gone with you. If my back hadn't given, si no hubiera dado me, si no hubiera dado. If my back hadn't given me so many problems, I would have gone with you. All right. Si no hubiera perdido mi empleo, lo habría comprado. If I hadn't lost my job, I would have bought it. What? I was planning to buy a new camera for this, but I lost my job. I lost my source of income. Now I don't have a job. And now I don't have enough money to buy a camera. Now, if I hadn't lost my job, I would have bought it. I would have bought the camera. If I hadn't lost my job, I would have bought it. Si no lo hubieran vendido, lo habríamos comprado. If they hadn't sold it, we would have bought it. Marta and I were planning to buy a new camera. But they sold it. It was the only camera we wanted in the shop, but they sold it. If they hadn't sold it, we would have bought it. If they hadn't sold it beforehand, de antemano lo vendieron. Llegamos tarde para comprar, Marty y yo. If they hadn't sold it, we would have bought it, no? Eso es lo que dice, no? If they hadn't sold it, yes, we would have bought it. If they hadn't sold it, we would have. Hadn't, would have. Hadn't, would have. If they hadn't sold it, we would have bought it. If they hadn't sold it, we would have bought it. Si él hubiera tenido más dinero, ¿qué es lo que habría hecho? Lo habría comprado. Si él hubiera tenido más dinero, lo habría comprado. Question. If he had dos veces, hubiera tenido, del verbo haber y verbo tener, had. If he had more money, would he have bought it? Ahora esa pregunta. ¿Lo habría comprado? De haber tenido más dinero. If he had more money, would he have bought it? Would he have bought it? ¿Qué habrías hecho si te hubiera ¿Qué habrías hecho tú si te hubiera pasado a ti? What would you have done if it had happened to you? I mean, it happened to me. Fine. Yeah, but it didn't happen to you. It didn't happen to you. What would you have done if it had happened to you? What would you have done if it had happened to you? Well, it didn't happen to me. So it doesn't matter. That's a hypothetical question. Pregunta hipotética. It didn't happen to me. So it doesn't matter. But if it had happened to me, I don't know what I would have done. I don't know what I would have done if it had happened to me. Yeah, I really don't know what I would have done. But thank God, it didn't happen to me. It's a good thing it didn't happen to me. But if it had happened to me, si me hubiera pasado a mí, if it had happened to me, I really don't know what I would have done. Yes. ¿Quién habría convocado la reunión si hubieras estado enfermo? Tú. Who would have called the meeting if you had been ill? If I had been ill, Marta would have called the meeting. Oh. And if Marta had been ill? Well, if Marta had been ill, Charlie would have called the meeting. And if Charlie had been ill, come on. The likelihood, la posibilidad o probabilidad, the likelihood that Charlie, Marta, and me as well would be ill is very, very remote. It's not very likely. But if Charlie had been ill, then Blas would have called the meeting. All right, no problem. The meeting would have been called, voz pasiva, sin usar agente. The meeting would have been called no matter what. No matter what? No matter what? ¿Qué significa no matter what? No matter what is pase lo que pase, o pasase lo que pasase. La reunión habría sido convocada, pasara lo que pasara. La semana pasada habría sido convocada. The meeting would have been called, no matter what, in any situation. All right, si el dinero hubiera sido mío, yo no lo habría gastado. If the money had been mine, I wouldn't have spent it. Why did you spend it? God, you spent it all? You crazy. If the money had been mine, I wouldn't have spent it. I wouldn't have spent it. Si yo hubiera estado en tu situación, habría dimitido. If I had been in your situation, if I had been in your position, aquí dice position también, mejor position. If I had been in your position, si hubiera estado en tu posición, se dice en inglés, más que situation. If I had been in your position, I would have resigned. I would have resigned. Excuse me. I would have resigned. I would have resigned. Resignado. Bueno, to resign is dimitir. Now, to be resigned, curiosamente, es estar resignado. Estoy resignado a mi destino. Es mi sino. Estoy resignado. Eso es resign también. Pero I'm going to resign es voy a dimitir. Yo habría dimitido. I would have resigned. If I had been in your position, I would have resigned. All right. Si hubiera habido uno más, habría sido distinto. If there had been one more, it would have been different. Everything would have been different if there had been one more. But there wasn't. We didn't have enough. But if there had been one more, it would have been different. Todo habría sido distinto. Everything would have been. If there had been, si hubiera habido, if there had been. But there wasn't. But if there had been one more, only one more, it would have been. Habría sido diferente. It would have been different. Complicado todo esto, ¿a que sí? Si le hubieras visto, habrías comprendido todo. If you had seen him, you would have understood everything. No? If you had seen him, you would have understood everything. If you had seen him. All right. If you had seen him, you would have understood everything. If you had seen him, you would have understood everything. Finally, we finished the past conditional. That's one of the most difficult tasks. Pero más tarde entramos en los verbos con preposición. Phrasal verbs. Eso tiene tela, eso sí. However, if we stop at class number 600, maybe we won't reach the phrasal verbs. So maybe we need to insist with our friends in television, Spanish television. Please, 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 let's continue. Richard said we're going to do phrasal verbs. We want to do phrasal verbs. La vida sino phrasal verbs no es vida. Okay, maybe. Nah. But in any case, translation list number 8, page 212. 212, all right? This is easy. Compared to that, this is easy. Tengo más dudas. No, tengo mis dudas, ¿eh? ¿Sí dice así en español? ¿No? Yo tengo mis dudas, ¿ya? En inglés igual. I have my doubts. I have my doubts. All men are created equal. Todas las personas se creen iguales. I have my doubts. Yeah, I have my doubts. ¿Cuánto te debo? How much do I owe you? How much do I owe you? How much do I owe? O-W-E. Owe. How much do I owe you? How much do I owe you? Well, how much do I owe you? Yeah. It's interesting, when I came to Spain in 1972, I paid attention to how people say things. And I remember in a bar on Calle Altamirano in Madrid, my first Spanish friend, his name was Nacho. I remember in a bar, he said to the bartender, he said, ¿Qué le debo? He said, Nacho, ¿qué has dicho? ¿Qué le debo? ¿Qué le debo? What do I owe you? Oh, no. Okay. Because in English, no, we say, how much is it? ¿Cuánto es? All right. How much is it? I mean, I said, ¿cuánto es? How much is it? But he said, ¿qué le debo? And so I remembered, ¿qué le debo? ¿Qué le debo? What do I owe you? What do I owe you? Aquí dice, how much? ¿Cuánto le debo? How much do I owe you? Eso se puede decir en inglés, pero es una deuda que tienes, no simplemente pagar un café. Okay. I mean, to pay for a coffee, you go to a bar. Coffee with milk, please. How much do I owe you? To owe is tener deudas que tienes que pagar. To owe. How much do I owe you? ¿Cuánto te debe él? How much does he owe you? How much do I owe you? How much does he owe you? How much does he? Fíjate como la H de he. How much does he owe you? Owe you. Owe. O-W-E. Owe. How much does he owe you? How much does he owe you? No pierdas tu tiempo. Don't waste your time. No pierdas tu tiempo con estas listas. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time with these books. Yes, waste your time. Spend your time. Devote your time. Dedica tu tiempo. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Eso es una pérdida de tiempo, Marta. That's a waste of time. That's a waste. Marta's taking note of everything, the noise. You see, Olegario is busy today. Now, And Marta's putting down the exact minute and second in which he's making a noise, because later in the post-production process, she goes to those moments and checks to see if Olegario is too loud. If it's too loud, everything I'm saying now, you will never see. Yes, you'll never see. You can see I'm wearing a pink shirt, or I'm holding a purple pen or something, bluish purple, purpurea azulada. All right. You'll never see this if Marta decides that Olegario has made too much noise and that it affects the quality of the program. But I don't think so. Creo que que sí. I think so. But you see, Marta is wearing headphones, and the headphones capture everything, you know? She hears it strongly. And then it frightens her. You see. It's like people who wear night glasses at night and somebody turns on the light. All right, boom. Okay, so it's extremely sensitive. Sensitive. Decimos sensitive, no sensible. Sensible. Sensible significa sensato in inglés. It's extremely sensitive to the noise. Now, for me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, usually. Sometimes it begins to distract me, and my concentration is broken. Because you see, for me to teach English on television, I fall into a trance. Es un trance. For 25 minutes, I need to speak to you, and I'm in a psychological trance. And so interruptions or distractions breaks the hypnotic trance, and then I can't teach very well. You see, Marta hypnotizes me before we start. I mean, how do you think I can teach English for 25 minutes in front of you? Because Marta says, she hypnotizes me. You're going to teach on television for the next 26 minutes. And I'm hypnotized. And so I start, and then it's easy. But then Olegario distracts me and breaks the hypnotic trance. Trance. Se dice igual en inglés. Trance para trance. Okay, where are we? You know, I'm starting to get more and more silly in my old age. All right, no pierdas tu tiempo, don't waste your time. Eso es una pérdida de tiempo. Marcar eso. That's a waste of time. Entonces, el verbo desperdiciar, despilfarrar, perder tiempo, malgastar is to waste. Y residuos son wastes, residuos radiactivos, radioactive waste. Ahora, una pérdida de tiempo cuando se malgasta, no cuando se pierde el tiempo sin querer, pero cuando se malusa el tiempo es to waste. To waste. To lose time it's a pity. But to waste time is terrible. Es una pérdida de tiempo. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Él nunca supo el significado de la vida. Nunca sabía, sería. He nunca sabía el significado de la vida. He never knew the meaning of life. He died without knowing the meaning of life. Marta and I, we know the true meaning of life. You know, Richard, what's the true meaning of life? There's only one objective. Well, what's that? To have fun, to enjoy it. We only have 1 hour. In astronomical time, we only have 1 hour. It's a very short period. So, before that, nothing. After that, maybe nothing. And so let's have fun. Right? The true meaning of life? Yes. Poca gente tiene lo que tú tienes, Marta. Few people have what you have. Yeah. Tiene nuevo armario. No sé qué. All right. Poca gente. Few people have what you have. How much time do we have left, Marta? Olegario va a empezar. Few people have what you have. Should we try? What do you think? What's your opinion? You can hear it, can't you? You can hear Olegario. Eh? He stopped. Can you hear it? What do you think, Marta? Should we continue or should we stop? Should we? What do you think? What's your opinion? Should we continue or should we stop and repeat this program? I've lost 19 or 20 minutes of my life if we stop now. I have wasted, not really, we haven't wasted time, but we've lost time. You know, I think, a ver si cuela. Let's try. Querer es poder. We're going to, where there's a will, there's a way. Despite Olegario, despite the fact that he's making noise, we're going to try to finish this class today. Él nunca sabía o supo el significado de la vida. He never knew the meaning of life. Yo tampoco lo sé. I don't know it either. I don't know either. Eres un hombre muy afortunado. You're a very lucky man. Poca gente tiene lo que tú tienes. Few people, or very few people, have what you have. Few people have what you have. No habrá nada. Won't there be anything? No. Ni una fiesta? No. Ni una clase más? No. No habrá nada. Won't there be? ¿Habrá algo? Will there be something? Won't there be anything? All right. Won't there be anything? No había nada. Wasn't there anything? No hay nada. Isn't there anything? ¿Quién llama a la puerta? Who's knocking at the door? Or who's knocking on the door? On the door is correct. Who's knocking at the door? Se dice más at. Who's knocking at the door? Estate quieto. Be still. Richard, yeah. Be still. Be still. Que estés quieto. Estate quieto is be still. Ahora, cállate is be quiet. Or shut up. Be quiet. Be still. Estate quieto. Be still. ¿Qué significa esto? Ojo. ¿Qué significa esto? What does this mean? A ver. What does this mean? Ojo de buen cubero. What does it mean? It means more or less. Okay. ¿Y un cubero? What does that mean? Uno que llenaba cubos. Ahí está. He didn't need to measure. So, tenía buen ojo. Un buen cubero. All right. So, what does this mean? ¿Qué significa esto? Tenemos que calcular la cantidad. We have to calculate the amount. How much is it? Asciende a 20,000 euros. It comes to 20,000 euros. Vale. It comes to 20,000. Asciende a. Nunca se dice en el. Bueno, el importe desciende a 3 euros. No se dice nunca. Asciende a. It comes to. Tenemos que calcular la cantidad. We have to calculate. Cucumber. Q. ¿Cómo es la letra Q? Q. We have to calculate. Nadie lo dice bien en español. Dicen calcu. Igual que nadie dice communication. Dice communication. Or population. La U larga se dice mal en español. Calculate. Cuando está en medio. Calculate. We have to calculate the amount. Déjalo aquí para que otra gente lo pueda usar también. Leave it here. Déjalo aquí. Leave it here so that other people can use it too. And so that. Déjalo aquí para que. Con el fin de que otra gente lo pueda usar también. Leave it here so that. So that other people can use it too. Leave it here so that. In order that other people can use it. Ahora bien, los nativos muchas veces saltamos a that. Leave it here so other people can use it too. Leave it here so that other people. Lo correcto, so that. Leave it here. Yeah, leave it there. So that other people can use it too. The pen? After the class, I'm going to leave it here so that other people can use it too. When I finish this class, I'm going to leave the pen here so that other teachers can use it. So that other teachers can use it too. All right. Eso es una idea fantástica. That's a fantastic idea. That's a terrific idea. Una idea terrorífica. No, terrífica. Eso no existe en castellano. En inglés sí. Terrific. Terrific means fantástico. Wow, genial. Terrific. Mi amigo Tom Terrific. Tom Terrífico. Tomás Terrífico. Tom Terrific. Yes, that's a terrific idea. That's a fantastic idea. No se me ocurrió. It didn't occur to me. It didn't occur to me. No, it didn't occur to me. ¿Y por qué no se te ocurrió? And why didn't it occur to you? Es que cosas así, nunca se me ocurren cosas así. Things like that never occur to me. The only thing that occurs to me now is to say goodbye. See you tomorrow.